People on YouTube are making these videos showing other people what's in their toolbox. And some of these guys, I swear they have penis envy or something. There's one guy on there who had like a $10,000 or $12,000 toolbox, one box, with a canopy and a light and a coffee maker, and color sorted like 128 screwdrivers off. It looked like he'd never used them. It was just a collection. And it's like, dude, either you have way too much money or a serious obsession. Because no human being needs 128 screwdrivers. I don't care who you are. Anyway, it just got to the place that's stupid. I'm going to show you the reality, okay? And I'm going to show you around my kind of man cave here. I do all my work outside in the driveway in the heat and the rain and the snow and everything else. But all the tools are back here. And some of them are exploding. Well, let me show you around. If you watch some of my auto repair videos, you've seen me sitting at this kind of workbench here, and it's just an old door sitting on top of two sawhorses. That's all it is. Yeah, this is kind of a spur of the moment kind of video, and I wanted to be real about it. And the fact of the matter is, I'm a little bit messy. I'm not a total slop. And right now, it's actually a little bit more cleaned up than it usually is. But it's me. It's reality. There's nothing phony here, and that's what I want to give you. This shelf here, I put this up here just for liquid stuff, wax, anything that you need to clean up your car. There's some body repair stuff up there. Interior cleaner, carpet cleaner, pretty much compound, anything you can think of. And down here is just auto paint and strainers and mixers and clear coat and sealer and anything to paint a car. And this up here on this shelf is the fluids for the car, motor oil, transmission fluid, power steering fluid, brake fluid, even windshield wiper fluids up there. But this corner, this is pretty much where most of my pride and joy is. Every single nut and bolt and piece of sandpaper and bracket and plumbing and everything's real organized right here. So this is just a lifetime accumulation of stuff, spare parts, stuff that was replaced but is still usable in maybe a different application. There's drywall and doors and screen doors and electric stuff for both the car and the home. Over here, what do we got? Lug nuts, O-rings, springs, clamps, just stuff you need. And the objective was if you needed anything to be able to find it within 30 seconds. Here's the sandpaper corner up here, and all this is organized: 40 grit, 50 grit, 60. Every grit has a shelf, and all the way up to 2,000 grit, and that will soon include 3,000, 4,000, and 5,000 grit as I get more into customizing. That was a battery charger we just kind of skipped over there. And down here in this corner, we have a hydraulic jack and two jack stands. I need a bigger jack that's only a 2-ton jack. And here's the mysterious toolbox all covered in racing stickers. And the top shelf, this is where most mechanics keep the tools that they use the most. And what you're looking at is just the sockets. Every size you can imagine, and there's no real organization here. They're all mixed up together. If you look in that backhand right corner back there, there's a little bit of method to the madness. These are all the tiniest, smallest sockets, and as you work your way to the front, the sockets get bigger. But it's all quarter drive, 3/8 drive, and a 1/2 inch drive. Um, yeah, and what I do is if I need a socket, I'll kind of guess at the size and just grab the 5 closest sockets to that size and hope I got one of them that's right. And there's the drivers. That's a 1/2 inch driver. And all the extensions and stuff you need. And I know these things, that's 3/8 to 1/4 drive. It kind of converts it. But these things, I've broken about 2 dozen of those. They break real easy, so don't go too nuts with them. This drawer here is just kind of random. There's a pipe cutter there, utility knives, hole punches, a little bit of Permatex there. And this is mostly Allen wrenches, but you're not going to be able to see them because I've got a ton of them, but they're all buried at the bottom. And there's some saw blades in there, and kind of just more random stuff. I'm not the most organized person. I mean, I know where something is at, um, and that's good enough for me. There's my collection of screwdrivers. It's an accumulation again. It's not a collection. These are stuff I acquired over the years. Um, what's down here? This is pliers stuff. Then a collection. I mean, you need something and you get it. And I picked them up. It's crazy these guys are going out and buying brand new toolboxes for all this money when you can get them all day long at garage sales and yard sales and flea markets and pawn shops for just a fraction of the price of a brand new one. And I understand people want new stuff. I get that. But I mean, some people are just a little anal about it. I mean, if I go out and buy a brand new toolbox, it's going to get all scratched up. I'm going to put stickers all over it. And it's going to look like an old box in a week. So why don't you just go out and buy an old box for like 1/10 of the cost? Alright, I'm not done. That was a... Sorry, I wanted to take a drag of a cigarette. And here we see pliers and channel locks and crescent wrenches and vice grips and needle nose pliers. Anything you can grab with one hand and use, it's in there. Here's tape measures and dent pullers and scuffers, and there's a door shaver. I was looking for that the other day. There's a scuffer wheel, and here's hole cutters. I use them a lot when working around the house. I don't use them in auto body. I don't think I've ever cut any metal with them. I don't even know if they would work. But here's the wrench. There's a breaker bar that comes in very, very handy. I use that all the time. And there's another style of breaker bar. But it's mostly wrenches. I've got some antique wrenches in there at the bottom that I've been meaning to restore. Here's one I'm picking up right here with my hand. I think I'm going to show you what I do with these to get them looking brand new. That's probably a 1930s wrench right there. Maybe even 20s, 1920s. We're going to put that over there and I'll get back to it. For now, we're going to stop and take a drag of the cigarette and make our way back to the toolbox and see what's in the next drawer. And in this next drawer down here, what you're going to find is just hammers and ball pens and roofing hammers, and just there's a rubber mallet there. There's a pulley puller. I don't know what that's in that drawer. There's what looks like a vacuum gauge right there. That comes in handy. And yeah, that's basically it for that one. And then now we start getting into power tools, and these are the power tools that I use a whole lot. This drawer is always coming open and slamming closed. And I like cords. I shy away from battery operated, rechargeable power equipment because it's just, I don't know, I'm old school. And once you plug those in right there, I mean, you can count on them every time. You don't have to worry about batteries going dead. And these two I use a lot. I have a whole shelf in this man cave, a couple shelves actually dedicated to the battery operated power tools, including a sawzall and a lot of other stuff. A lot of drills. I have a lot of drills, and I only use the DeWalt drill that you see sitting there right there on that table. That yellow thing is just, it's a workhorse. It's a great drill. And here you start seeing the shelves that I try to get really organized. And you see a lot of drill bits. And up here, these clamps I use all the time for doing headliners. They come in real handy. I'm always using them. And I have quite a few of them. And then you start seeing goggles and hole cutters, and once again there's all the drill bits, and there's, those little connectors for the nut driver gizmo, that Allen head and Phillips and flathead, and then there's a whole lot of Torx drivers in there. And here's everything for the Dremel, and I've been using the Dremel a lot lately. And this is just, miniature screwdrivers that I just threw up there. I don't use this workbench as much. Oh, here's a tool and die set that I use occasionally. These come in real. I'm sure they're going to come in handy when I restore this Volkswagen. I'm probably going to run into a whole lot of rust. I'll get to the Volkswagen at the end of the video and try to explain what I'm doing with that. And here's a battery charging station. Most of those batteries are for the lawn tools. And here's my battery operated tools that I really, like I said, I don't use too much. I already have a sawzall that has a cord in it, and I like that. And there's some drills and stuff. And you may have wondered what's going on in this back room, and it's just a bunch of unpacked boxes. I've been here for years and years, and I'm still in the process of unpacking. There's another look at the outside of the toolbox, and as for this back room, it's just, I'm sure I'm going to find a lot of stuff that I thought was stolen or misplaced. It's back here in these boxes, and it's like a treasure hunt that I just have not gotten to yet. But I promise I will get to. I've got a whole long list of stuff to buy, but I don't want to buy it until I go through these boxes. One thing I absolutely will be buying very soon is a mini fridge to put right there for the beer, to keep the beer cold, so I don't have to, run back into the house all greasy to get a beer. And yeah, I got a lot of plans. I have a long list of stuff to buy, and here I am back to rambling, so let's cut back live. Needs to be sanded. Can you see that? 13/64 of an inch. I'm not even sure there's a nut or a bolt that big. I mean, I know there's not bolts this small, but why would anyone ever make a 13/64 of an inch? I'm sure they're probably on Volkswagens. I made a 13/64 inch. Just like that. And if I had spare time, this is what I would do. I would restore old tools. I'm getting a VW. A 64 year of my birth. So the car will be exactly as old as this here goober ass on YouTube. Yeah, main reason, I mean, you can restore a bug from the ground up. If you do the work yourself, and I mean all of it, yeah, I do everything, upholstery, all of it. I don't know, $7,000 total, everything, boom, ground up, frame up, everything. Yeah, I think I get out for 6,000, and the market value for professionally restored 64 VW is about 16,000 buckaroonies. But it's it's not really a business investment. It's more like something I've always wanted to do because I want to put like a really far out paint job on it. 24 stage paint job. Yeah. And they're small and they're not going to take a lot of paint. And you can reach the roof without a ladder. Just kind of listen to some old hippie songs while I'm doing it. It's just something I wanted to do, so I want to do it. And I just want to go hog nuts on a paint job, and I don't want to put it on a 1970 Barracuda. I mean, I want to put a nice paint job in every car I restore, but you don't want to. You can push the bounds with the VW and just call it art. You can totally destroy a muscle car. You know what I mean? Like, you just... There's a line there with a muscle car, and there's not with a VW. You can put paw prints on it, rainbow paw prints. Everybody will think it's groovy. Candy apple rainbow paw prints. There you're talking. Yeah, it's just a toy, I think. It's a bucket list thing. But I like it here because nobody bothers me in here. It's like my church, a place of worship. I'm going to shut up now and sign out. Thank you for watching my video production. I'm sorry I don't have a $12,000 toolbox with $30,000 worth of tools in it. I mean, come on, dude. Let's get real here. Anyway, peace, love, stay groovy. Thank you.